Hello and welcome to the second episode of I Teach, a Britspit Productions podcast, and I'm here with Seth Gardner, and we just got done with a session on Active Board. Seth, could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Active Board is a product of Promethean, and it's an interactive whiteboard technology. That's what they call it out in the world of tech. And it basically is a huge mouse pad that you project your computer screen onto. And so you can use the stylus like this to move things on the board, to interact with the board, and use the computer. Where before you were limited to being stuck to a keyboard, now you can be out in front of the kids or in front of the group talking.
Okay, great. Now, is the stylus the only thing that you can use?
No, you can use a stylus. You can use an active slate, which is a slate that interacts with the board.
Okay, it's almost like a tablet.
It is like a tablet,
okay.
And it uses a radio wave to then send the signal to the board.
Okay.
And all that's built into the board. You can also use what's called a wand for elementary kids because it's a little bit bigger for them to handle.
Okay.
And so those are the three ways that you can interact with the board. And then obviously you can also use the keyboard.
Okay, great. Now, I saw in the session there were like these little, they looked like egg timers.
Yes.
What did they do?
Those are called active votes. And basically, with an active vote, you can do a multiple choice quiz for the whole class.
Sure.
And
thank you.
Pull that. And you can then see the results immediately. You can assign the kids the votes, or you can just do it anonymously. It's up to you. But it's a way of gaining immediate assessment in the classroom.
Sounds good. And I think there was another thing you mentioned. It was like a cell phone.
Yes.
It looked like a cell phone. How does that work?
Well, it basically takes what kids do all the time. And I was at lunch today, and I saw girls texting. Okay. It takes the texting and puts it in the classroom. So when you ask the kids, instead of doing multiple choice, you can say, what is the answer to an equation if you're in math class? What is this note on the board? Or what do you think is a word that would describe this song? They can text exactly what they want to say without having to choose.
Okay.
And so it's a lot more interactive. And again, you can assign kids names so you know what Johnny, Jane, Joe, and we always use Jay for some reason, know what they said.
Awesome. That sounds good. So you're talking about all this different technology. It sounds like a lot. How often do you use it in the classroom?
Well, when I was getting ready for this, I was afraid people would think that I use this stuff every day, and I don't. I don't use it everything that I did today every day as part of this presentation. I'll use a component of it.
Okay.
I do use the active board every day because that's how I approach my lesson planning. What do I want to teach today? And then that's my agenda on one page. And then if I'm doing sight reading, that's going to be my next page. My sight reading will be up there.
Okay.
If we're going to do a group project, that'll be the next page.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to link to a website, I have that embedded so that I can just click on it and go right there. But then as I bring in the active votes, if I want to do assessments, if I want to have the kids work in groups and use the active slates, then we use those on an as-need basis.
Okay.
You don't use the Blackboard the full 30 minutes of class. You don't use the Promethean active board the full 40 minutes of class.
Okay. So you mentioned lesson planning. What's your thought process? Because it seems to be very based around this active board. What's your thought process on how you go to do lesson planning? A lot of people might use PowerPoint if they don't have like an active board, so it'll be mainly based off of presentation slides, and they just go at it by starting to throw things together in their slides, and their slides end up being their notes on the screen. How do you go about that? What's your thought process?
Well, I hope that it's the process of what is the end result that I want. For me, in my choir classes, it's that concert at the end of the semester. And so what do I need to do on a daily basis to get there?
Okay.
So with my choir kids, I know that I need to do sight reading every day. So I always have sight reading prepared.
Thank you, Seth.
Thank you. With my guitar kids, I know that I'm going to need to use the pictures, and we're going to learn the G chord. So I need to have that G slide ready.
Okay.
And so basically, my curriculum dictates what I do on the board. The technology doesn't dictate what I do. My curriculum dictates how I use the technology.
Okay, and that's a very important point to
Yeah.
make. Cool.
Because just real fast, it's not another thing to do. Technology is it's something that becomes a part of what we do. And I was thinking about this today. If you're going to be a good doctor and you don't want to embrace the new medical procedures that are out there, you're not going to be a good doctor.
Right.
As an educator, if you want to be a good educator, you have to embrace the new strategies to get to the end product. For us, it's educating kids. For doctors, it's curing people.
Mm-hmm. So it's not really so much of a choice. If you want to be progressive, you've got to be progressive in this educational world.
You have to, because you will be left behind.
That's a big statement. So, non-related to this so much, you mentioned you were from Michigan. So how's the transition from Michigan to Florida?
Fabulous. I can tell you right now that I do not miss the cold. I do not miss shoveling my driveway. I do miss snow days, however.
Okay.
We have hurricane days.
Yes.
We had one this year.
I've experienced that.
But snow days we don't have. That's the only. I'm a little jealous when my friends call me and they have a snow day. But other than that, I really do love being down here. For those of you that don't like mowing the lawn, the grass stops growing, basically.
Do you miss playing in the snow or building snowmen?
No, I really don't.
No, really?
No.
Okay. Just taking like a little pull.
No, I don't miss that at all. I miss my family. That's probably the only thing about the North that I miss.
Okay. Well, that's touching. So that's good. Well, thank you very much, Seth.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And this has been another episode for I Teach.